If you see any limits, those are limits that you've placed on yourself. Let's talk about that. Hey, it's Lenny Wennerstrom, and I am here to do my very best to guide you to find your purpose. I want to help you find your purpose. One of the tools that I use is Dr. Shad Helmstetter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose. And thought it'd be kind of fun to sit by the fire. The puppies are here playing. We're in our, was able to come to our mountain home for a little bit. I'll tell you all about that. It's been quite the day. Quite the day. So today is October 13th. It is day 287. There are 79 days left in the year, and we are 78 point something percent. We're moving towards 79%. So I didn't do that number tonight. It's I almost didn't do the video tonight just because, well, look how beautiful I look. I've been cleaning, and well, I'll share with you later, but critters and all kinds of stuff here in our mountain home. So, because I think I've been here like about a whole 2 days since July 9th, something like that. So October 13th, we talked about the right self-talk is also practical self-talk, that it's not just Pollyanna. So let's talk about limits, because I love talking about the unlimited you with all the promise and potential, that unlimited promise and potential. So let's talk about limits here. If you see limits, and this is how I started, if you see limits, you put them in front of yourself. At least now you know about neuroplasticity. But let's read Dr. Shad Helmstetter's passage and let's see how that goes. Most of the limits I see in front of me are the limits I created for myself. Getting rid of my limits takes practice and the right self-talk. And I make sure my self-talk shows me what I can do, not what I cannot. Because I choose to see beyond my limits, my opportunities are expanding every day. I'll read that again. Because I choose to see beyond my limits, my opportunities are expanding every day. So we're going to turn this around. Most of the limits you see in front of you are the limits you created for yourself. Getting rid of your limits takes practice and the right self-talk. You know exactly what to do here. And you make sure your self-talk shows you what you can do, not what you cannot. Because you choose to see beyond your limits, your opportunities are expanding every day. First of all, you have no limits. You are unlimited. The only limits are your self-talk. But let's break that down just a little bit more, which we always do. I love this part. So, hey, yo puppies. Here are Happy Beans and Feather. Before we break that down, they just want to say hello. They're so happy to be home. They love being in their home. Say hola. Feather, hola. And Feather's playing with her little toy. Here's Feather. Oh, that's not Feather. Feather used to be, Happy Beans used to be small. I couldn't find her with Lamb, this Lamb thing. But she's good. Wait, come on. Vamos a darle la gente. Here, she just wants to play. She wants to chase it. Okay. Whee! Okay, there we go. So, limits. Talking about limits. So, you have no limits. You were born with unlimited promise and potential. What happened? What happened? Why all of a sudden are you not worthy enough, not good enough, not strong enough, don't have the right tools, don't have enough resources, whether it be financial, or you don't have a home, or you don't have, you're in an apartment, or, what happened? What happened? Well, your self-talk. Your self-talk, you were programmed. So, but now that you know about neuroplasticity, you can rewire, you can reprogram your brain with the programs that you want. And I always have Dr. Shad Helmstetter created the positive self-talk language. And it is a language, just like Spanish or English or French or any other language. It's a language. And tells your brain, it's the language of the brain. It tells the brain exactly what it needs to do in order to serve you the way you want to be served, the way you want to have success in your lifetime, the things that you want to achieve and do. So you are in control of that once you understand neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity is simply that the brain it is constantly rewiring itself, constantly. New neural pathways are being created every single time you are learning something new, or when you are saying, when you, negative or positive, it doesn't matter. If you're saying you can't do something, remember, I love the quote attributed to Henry Ford so mucho, because, and I say it's attributed because I've checked in other people have said it just different ways, but the whole thing is, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. When you focus on what you can't do, guess what you can't do? You can't do anything that you're focused on that you can't do. When you're focused on what you can do, then you're expanding and moving forward and changing your life and doing things. You're taking action, and maybe you don't get exactly where you want to go on the first try, but then maybe you get there on the second or the third or the 200th, or, you know, think about the light bulb, think about, you know, other people. Who's the basketball player that there was a quote that he failed, I don't know, 14,000 times, and then he finally got I don't know, he did something really wonderful. Was it Michael Jordan? I don't know. Anyway, I probably shouldn't have used that. He came into my head because I really like that quote that I just don't remember what it is, but it was kind of the same as with the light bulb, right? That he had failed in creating the light bulb over 200 times, or some like huge amount, maybe it was 1,000 times or something, and then he did it. So the thing is, there is no failure. There's just moving forward. It's all a perspective. If you think that you have failed, then you have, because that's your belief. If you're thinking it, you're believing it to be true, or you're trying to get someone to outside of you, something outside of you, to save you, right? or you know, say that you're okay or affirm you, and you're waiting for somebody to approve you, and no one needs that. None of us need that. So the limits, if you see any limits in front of you, and this is so good for me today, like I absolutely love this, because all limits are created by us. First, they get wired in, they get repeated to us, neuroplasticity, these whatever they are these ideas or beliefs, that whatever it is, and then pretty soon we start saying it to ourselves. It's like, well, it must be true. My dad said that, my mom said that, I'm always this, I'm always shy, I'm never on time, I always quit, I never finish what I start, you know, all of these things. And whatever you believe you to be, that's what you are. Just like the quote, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Because it really is, the limits that you see in front of yourself are the limits that you have placed in front of you. And the really cool thing is, reading on, getting rid of my limits takes practice and the right self-talk. And I make sure my self-talk shows me what I can do, not what I cannot. That's the beauty of what Dr. Shad has created. It's a language, and it is telling the brain exactly what you want it to do and when you want to do it. Say, for example, every single morning I get up and I drink and I hydrate. Every single morning I get up, every single morning I do my morning routine, which is I hydrate, I meditate for 20 minutes, and then I write out all my goals. I look at my goals, and then I write out all my priorities for the day. And you're telling your brain, these are the things I do. Now, say you're not doing that. You just want to do that. Are you lying? Are you lying to yourself? No. You are training your brain. You're telling your brain, this is what I want, brain. So this is how I'm going to say it. So that you know exactly the specificities of what I am doing. You're not lying. You're not blowing smoke. You're moving yourself forward. You're training your brain so that you'll just move into that person, into whatever, that new person, whatever you want to call that, or into a new routine, however that is. And and I talked a little bit about the master key system. I think that was yesterday or the passage before that. But that master key system, and really anything, the Secret. Remember The Secret, the movie The Secret, many moons ago. It truly, The Secret is, and I think the Secret was always saying, that you needed to believe it. But I'll tell you the master key system, and I'll tell you the way it works with quantum physics, and I'll let you know how it works with the brain. The brain is objective. It has no idea whether you've done something, not done something, but your emotions and what you're thinking and where you're telling it's going to believe it. So if you were to think about something that is like reading this, most of the limits I see in front of me are the limits I created for myself. Getting rid of my limits takes practice in the right self-talk, and I make sure my self-talk shows me what I can do, not what I cannot. I make sure my self-talk shows me what I can do, not what I cannot. Because I choose to see beyond my limits, my opportunities are expanding every day. This is telling your brain, this is how I choose to be. I choose to make sure my self-talk shows me what I can do, not what I cannot. And because I choose to see beyond my limits, brain, I choose to see beyond my limits. I'm not limited. I choose to see beyond my limits. My opportunities are expanding every day. And the brain's like, all right, keep repeating that to me. Repeat, repeat, repeat. I will wire that in. And order. Order up. There's your order. There's your order. You are telling your brain what to do. So this is how it works. And it's and it's very specific. And so now we know the brain. You're not lying when you're telling your brain what to do, or you're saying, you're talking in the present, that you do this or you do that, and this is how it's done. And I always choose to see myself in the very best light. I have high self-esteem. I know I'm special. I know, no matter what, you're saying that right now, and whether that's true or not for you, you are telling your brain, so that your brain, and you're repeating it until pretty soon it becomes, the brain takes it, makes it a program, or wires it in, and then pretty soon you look in the mirror and you high five yourself. You say, hey, I'm pretty special today. Pretty special. You even live off the today. I'm pretty special. You look in the mirror. What happened? You chose a program. You chose a belief, something that's important to you that you would like, and you repeated it. A habit is just a program. A habit it's a program, and you created it. So now back to the master key system, and what many spiritual teachers will teach, as well as I, as well as I do, because of quantum, because of the belief around. If you already know it's there, if you know that every possibility exists, and in the quantum, in the universe, in that everything is happening at the same time, and every possibility is there. So the possibility that you are very wealthy, the possibility that you are happily married, that you have 15 children, that you have, like, all the things, all of those exist. That you have 2 children, that you have no children, that you have 20 children, that you have, all possibilities exist. And so you just need to focus on the possibility that you want. And you need to know that it exists, that it's there. And this is a concept that so many people, and I was so hung up on it. It's like, okay, it exists, but yet I don't have it right now. Well, I talk about goal setting as a spiritual practice. You're bringing from the invisible, from the quantum field, from scalar energy, from wherever. You're setting a goal. You have an idea. Like I used our garden that Steve had brought into the material world in our backyard. This house, Steve built this house. He didn't physically build it, but he drew it all out, and the Amish and other people built it, but he drew it, and it was just an idea. It's like we want to get some land, we want to have a house, and this is what it'll look like. And then Steve got a $97 architectural software program, and he drew it all out between the two of us. He's like, what do you want on windows? And I'll show you. He said, it's kind of a mess, I'm cleaning it up, but it's like, do you want a round window? He's like, let's have some interest. So we have a round window. Isn't that kind of fun? Kind of cool? Yeah, so it's just, it's created. Steve brought it from the invisible into the material world. So here now is a house. Here's a house. And in the master key system and many teachings, it's about just knowing that it exists. Everything already exists. Everything, anything that you can imagine and not imagine. Like it's all, everything is one. Everything, it's a vibration. Everything is energy. And you can bring the particular vibration that you see, that you feel, that you want into your life. You can bring that from the invisible into the visible, from the quantum field into the material world, planet Earth. You could do that. Doesn't matter whether it's a relationship, bringing in a child, a bank account, money. It's all the same. It's all energy. It doesn't matter what it is. A house, a car, a new puppy, anything, a fireplace. You imagine it, you visualize it, you focus on it. And we talk about this a lot. You're focusing on it. It seems like a huge concept, but it's so simple that it is almost so difficult to get, because how could it be that easy? All possibilities exist. It all exists in the quantum field. It's just energy. Well, how do I go abracadabra? You don't abracadabra. You direct your life. You direct what it is you want in your life. You direct what it is that you want to have in your life, and you focus on it, and you vibrate. It's like, if you know it's already there, if you know it exists, it just hasn't manifested for you yet. It just has not come into your material world yet, but you know that it's there for you. If you know that, you will bring it into the material world. Will it look exactly like you want? I mean, maybe a red Ferrari, or the right whatever, a car, another car, or a house or something. Will it be exactly? Maybe, but it probably will be way better than you could have ever even imagined, because you're vibrating. The universe is going to bring to you what's highest and best for you. You created it, you're directing it, so why wouldn't you get all the things that you want? And it's not, well, I want a bank account, and it's not about material. This is why I talk about your purpose all the time, because, and one of the reasons, because it gives you meaning in your life. When you have meaning in your life, you no longer are looking for things to fill the holes within you. You're no longer, when you know what your purpose is, and you know where you're going, you have your direction, then you just start going down that path of sunshine and promise, where you're cheerfully whistling down the path. And yeah, you have some bumps. You're watching me have a million bumps, and I'm also teaching you how to flow through those bumps. So I just got a dog hair in my mouth. Gracias, puppies. So anyway, I want to read this again, because there are no limits. You are absolutely unlimited. You can do, be, have, create, change absolutely anything in your life. You can do that. You can. if you believe you can, and if you don't believe you can, but you want to believe you can, then listen to the self-talk app and change your beliefs. Work with me as your coach, or even hire me as your spiritual for spiritual coaching, as your spiritual guide. It's you have available to you, but more than anything, I'm giving you options. But that self-talk, it's really powerful. I won't even coach someone if they aren't listening. It's not worth my time, and it's not worth their time. More importantly, they're not going to get anything out of it. Why? They'll never change. You go to a Tony Robbins, or just say any motivational speaker, and it's like, man, I got this. I'm going to put my life together, and I'm going to make all this money, and I'm going to have a great relationship, whatever you want to, right? And it's rah, 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 rah. I know, I've been part of those. I have been at a sales, several different ones, but one in sales when I was in my 30s. And man, I bought all the stuff, and I was going to change, and I was going to cold call, and I was going to do absolutely everything. And I learned all the techniques and all of this stuff. And then what happened? Now I understand it was my programs. When you go rah, 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 and you feel like all this immense, like, I got this, and then you go home and you have a sick child, or your dog is sick, or all of a sudden you have bills you have to pay, and you have to hurry up and get things done, or you have a family waiting for you, and you've got to get back into your routine. That stuff starts going away. Why did that rah rah? Were you excited and all that, and you were going to do all these things and change your life and all of that? What happened? Your programs, like your programs that are stronger. Those are stronger programs. Now, if you went to that seminar or whatever, day after day after day after day after day, and you did that for 30 days, or how about 21 days? Pretty soon you'd be wiring that in and be like, I got this, I got this, I got this every day. Change, change, change. 21 days to change a habit. It's really 21 days to start dismantling and start building and start recreating those habits. It's really powerful. And it all exists. It all exists in quantum. When you look at quantum physics and the quantum field, and everything exists already. All possibilities exist. They're already there. So when you believe it, it's just like self-talk, being in the present, and you know it's there. You're just moving towards it. You set these goals, and I help you set goals. And you set these goals, and you start moving yourself towards what it is that you want, and bringing from the invisible into the visible. So I hope that made sense to you. I hope that gives you hope and excitement for who and what you really are. You are a light being, and you did not come to planet Earth as with limitations. You came with full promise and potential, and then you got programmed. And now that you understand neuroplasticity, and if I can help you to understand a little more about the universe and quantum, and that all possibilities exist, but even if you don't believe that, if you believe in science and neuroscience, you can change your programs, which will change your beliefs, which will change your attitudes, which will change your behaviors, which will change your actions, which will change your outcome. I think I missed the feelings there. But your attitude will create your emotions, your feelings, and then your feelings will create your behaviors and actions, and your actions will create your outcome or your results. So it's very powerful, whichever way you want to look at it, or even both, because no matter what, it all works. It all works to your benefit, no matter what is happening in the world. So, speaking of what is happening in the world, so just a quick update. I'm here we're in Westcliff, Colorado. This is our mountain home that we're in tonight. I just came today. I went to see Steve this morning, and then came up here today. There's a lot of stuff. but I was cleaning the deck because I noticed last time I literally have been here, I think a total of 2 days, maybe 3 days, 2 nights since July 9th. And it's, there's a lot that happens to take care of a household. I mean, you've got weeds. I was pulling weeds, and not today because I didn't have time today, but there's a lot of things happening on the deck. There's chipmunks and other rodents and stuff that have come up, and so there's poop and pee all over, and they've eaten out the back of the cushions on things, and and it's just, I look at it and I'm like, oh man, it's just, it seems so overwhelming. And then, and I think of all the things I still have yet to do with this house, because I really haven't lived here. I have, but Steve has not been real healthy, and there's been a lot of just not being here. So, I what I said in the very beginning is, this was so good for me today. And I love self-talk because I'll read it right now, and I'm reading it to me. I'm actually reading it the way it's written on the page and saying it to myself. Most of the limits I see in front of me are the limits I created for myself. The limits that I'm overwhelmed, that I can't get it all done, that how can I possibly have, I had 3 places, right? I had the motorhome in Amarillo, and then wherever Steve was in the hospital or whatever with all of his stuff. So it was actually kind of another place where because I stayed many, many nights and days there with him. And then this home, and then Lynette's home, which is her childhood home, which was our home before we moved here, but that's her home. So we had stuff everywhere, and at different places, and it feels overwhelming to get, like, at that home, meaning at that home in Colorado, they're both in Colorado, in Centennial, where Lynette's living. That is like the sprinkler system, and the weeds are coming up through the grass, and because she's been in Amarillo, and I did not come home for months at all. So to Colorado, I stayed with Steve. So there's a lot to, and so I read this, and it's like, most of the limits I see in front of me, overwhelm, don't know that I'm going to be able to catch up. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to keep, not sure where Steve's going, how things, how just, it feels very uncertain. Getting rid of my limits takes practice in the right self-talk, and I make sure my self-talk shows me what I can do, not what I cannot. What's overwhelm? There's something I cannot do, right? There's something, and it's, what can I do? I got done. I got the whole, for the most part, the deck cleaned up, the cushions cleaned up, the best that I can. I'll have to order some new cushions or something. I still haven't figured that out, but I'll problem solve through that. I need to cover them before the snow comes. I got a lot done today in just, not even the whole day. I got here at 1, and I got a lot done. And I'm even getting my video done. I wasn't going to do the video because, well, look, I'm really, really tired. And so, and I just, listening to self-talk, and I'm not talking about reading this book on finding your purpose, because I know my purpose, and I do have meaning in my life, and I do have direction. And this is one of the reasons why, yes, I was very tired, but I didn't want to have to do 2 videos tomorrow, because I have a really full day tomorrow. I got to get back to Centennial, and I have to go pick up our mail from another little city that's about 25 minutes from here. Then I got to go back, and then and I still have stuff to do here in the morning, and then I've got to do a lot of stuff there with the business and my business and coaching and all of that. And speaking of coaching, I want to tell you about a trick that really helped me today. Not a trick, it's a tool. It's a tool. It's a very solid tool. So, but what I'm saying is, I read this, and it's like I focus on what I can do, or I make sure my self-talk shows me what I can do, not what I cannot, because I choose to see beyond my limits. My opportunities are expanding every day. I become more and more resilient every day, even when I'm like kind of bone weary tired right now. I'm expanding, like in so many ways. My resilience, all of that. It's just getting. I'm getting stronger and stronger. And one of the things that I really feel strongly about is acceptance, because acceptance and faith in it, the faith, and not a religious faith, not something outside of me, but faith in me, faith in the God that lives within, meaning my spirit that lives within, my higher self, universe, all that from within. Faith that I can do this, that I can get through this, that I can excel even in times of change. No matter what's happening, no matter how tired I am, no matter what has to be done, all of that. And I look at all the resources, even that, um, even just thinking about the motorhome, like just resources. I think how the resources I have available to me. I have this home. We have Lynette's childhood home, which she's leasing. We have the motorhome. It's like we built all of that together. Steve and I built all of that. But we have that. And I don't have to start from scratch and start creating that. I don't have to start looking to buy a home. Now I just have to continue to maintain the home and bring in the financial ability to maintain resourcefully the home, and make sure that it has propane and all the things. And Steve used to handle all of that stuff, but now I've been handling all of that, and I'm getting better and better at it. And so I'm growing. Everything is it's amazing when you have this acceptance and this immense faith that everything is a message to me for positive change, and I got this. I got it. And you use the self-talk. This is for the purpose, even for finding your purpose. And this is daily. These are daily phrases, daily passages. Yet that self-talk language that you get in the that is in an app form, but the language that you can get the 30 days free in, just listening to it, all those programs for your self-esteem and winning with people, and having winning relationships, and finding success in every single area of your life, and financially, and in your relationships, in your health, and your fitness, in your sales, and absolutely anything, in growing a business, your career, recovery from addiction, smoking, everything. It doesn't matter. Everything is based. It matters. It matters greatly. Everything matters. What I'm saying is, no matter what you choose, that self-talk is going to change your life, because you're rewiring your brain. You're using your gift from planet Earth, your brain, your most powerful gift, and you're helping it to work for you rather than against you, because it was programmed against you from the very beginning, at least 77% of your conscious programs, and over 90 to 95% of your subconscious programs. So that's the story. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I did go on long, which is just fine, right? And yeah, I don't think I have any more to say, except that you are unlimited. You can do, be, change, have, create absolutely anything. I believe in you. You can do this. You can find your purpose. You can activate your purpose. You're unlimited. And those programs have limited you. And so all you have to do is change the way you talk to your brain. Change the way you talk, your self-talk, and you will change your life. If you'd like to work with me, I am accepting new clients, and for one-on-one and for group coaching, which I'm putting the group coaching together. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I'm putting that together this week or by end of next week at the very latest. So I'll be putting that in the body of this, and hopefully maybe even on the website. So that's what I have for you tonight, and I hope that you have a most amazing day, and know you can do this. Like, you can do absolutely anything. You really, really can. As always, shining my light to brighten yours, and we will see you tomorrow.